Hello, this is Nancy of Yoga Journeys, and here we are in part 2 of our Sun Salutation Breakdown. If you haven't checked out the first video, go ahead and do that. In part 2, we'll be starting from Uttanasana, forward fold. And moving out of Uttanasana, at the end of the exhale, we're going to keep our hands on the floor, take a giant step back with the right foot and drop down on that right knee. Sink the hips, offer the heart forward on an inhale, and we're in Anjaneyasana. And now, since this is a warm-up round for our Sun Salutation, we're going to keep our fingers on the floor, checking that the left knee doesn't track past the left ankle. From Anjaneyasana, we're going to lift the hips, step the left foot back to meet the right, and exhale into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Now, downward dog is a principal pose in yoga, and it has many, many things going on. So if you're interested in getting a more extensive instruction on the pose, please check out my Downward Dog 101 video. I'll link it in the description. But briefly here, we're making a mountain out of our bodies. The hips at the peak and the hands and feet are steadying the base. Reach the sit bones up and back, giving lots of length through the spine and the upper body. We're going to sink the ribs toward the thighs as our heels sink toward the floor. And now if they don't make it, don't fret about it. There's no race to get the heels to the ground. And let's bring our hands into starfish so we can really grip the mat and take some of the weight out of the heel of the hands. Wrists in line with shoulders and feet in line with hips. On the inhale, we're going to come forward into Kumbhakasana, aka plank. Let's get the shoulders above the wrists, heels pressing back as if into an invisible wall behind you. And now we really need to find the lift in the core to keep from collapsing into the arms. So our shoulder blades are stable on our back. And ideally, you shouldn't have to readjust the positioning of the feet and hands when you move from downward dog to plank. Gaze should rest at the top of the mat, so the back of the neck has some length as a natural extension of the spine. But as you can see here, I'm looking a bit too far forward, and so I'm getting a little bit of a crunch in the back of my neck. From here, there are two types of Dandasana to choose from. You have the standard Chaturanga, which is the half push-up, and the Ashtangasana, which is an 8-point push-up. So for this first round of Sun Salutation, we'll do the 8-point. So on the exhale, we're going to lower the knees to the ground, then reach the chest and chin to the ground while keeping the hips high, elbows bend backwards, and hug into the ribs. These are your 8 points. You have 2 feet, 2 hands, 2 knees, 1 chest, 1 chin. And from here, we're going to move into baby cobra. So we're going to lower the hips on the inhale. We're going to peel the chest off the floor, elbows still hugging in close to the side ribs. Note here that the height is not our immediate goal. Imagine your shoulder blades as if they were hands pressing the chest forward so you feel an opening across the chest. And let's press the pubic bone into the mat so that we can keep from crunching into the lower back. Gaze should be straight ahead, and the shoulders are coming away from the ears. On the next exhale, we're going to move back into our downward dog. So release the chest, tuck the toes, press up through tabletop, that's the hands and knees, and then lift the hips high, and we're back in our Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. And that'll do it for part 2. Stay tuned for part 3 when we will complete the Sun Salutation variation by getting us from downward dog back up to standing in mountain pose. Thank you for sharing this journey with me. If you enjoy this video, please hit like. If you'd like to see more, hit subscribe. And if you have a question or comment or even a request, please leave it in the comment section below. Namaste.